I'll start by asking, about the hunt. And the obvious question is going to be, how did you land this project, and what was your vision behind it?
The first way I select any project is I ask myself if I've done it before. And if the answer is no, then that piques my interest. That's always the starting point. And sometimes it's not that I've not returned to the same genre again, but if there's a longer gap, then I like to return to that genre. In this case, I had never ventured into the true crime space ever. So it was
Mhm.
exciting to actually adapt a book,
Yeah.
but in the true crime space. Um,
Mhm.
I had done a little bit of adapting, but it was more articles for Modern Love Hyderabad,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
completely different from a format like this where an event happened and you're actually going to now dramatize it, right?
Yes.
So completely different set of challenges. But this project was brought to me, pitched to me by Samir Nair at Applause. And Anirudhya Mitra, who wrote the book 90 Days, had approached them with this whole idea.
Mhm.
And uh,
Mhm.
Samir and I are good friends. We've been working together for the last 7 years now. And when he first sounded me off on that idea, he knows that I don't want to do anything political, but he pitched this book to me because this is anything but political. This is a true crime thriller. It begins with the day of the assassination and then just tells you what happened over the next 90 days. And that's what attracted me to it.
As you said, it is in a political space. Did you feel, was it also did it make you nervous as well that you are going to handle
No,
something political for the first time in your career?
no, Ravi, actually, it wasn't in a political space. That's what I was saying when the whole thing
Mhm.
froze. So, what happened
Okay.
is, so Samir Nair, applause. That's what I was saying. When he pitched the project to me,
Mhm.
he he already knew my rules that I don't do anything political or religious. Nothing with, those
Yeah.
overtones. The project was pitched to me because
Mhm.
Anirudhya Mitra's book reads like a true crime thriller. It's not, it is not
Yeah.
political at all. And I have always said that anything I'm
Mhm.
doing with politics or whatever, I'm going to do it in my fictional space, which I do with City of Dreams anyways. So I was not going to attempt any real life politics
Mhm.
because you don't know who can be offended. So that's what was exciting about this, that
Yeah.
the show begins on with the assassination and then just tells you what happened over the next 90 days. But it's dramatized. There's a
Yeah.
lot of spaces that are filled in any kind of retelling of true events. So I've handled it with the
Mhm.
utmost sensitivity because, as a matter of fact, a lot of
Mhm.
the special investigation team members are still alive today. So I want to make sure that I
Yeah.
did right by them. So, yeah.
So were they happy? Did you screen this series for them as well? And what were their inputs?
No, we didn't screen it. No, no. They'll get to see it after July 4th. Yeah.
Okay. So, and sir, as you said that, Modern Love was not a proper adaptation. It was about articles and all that. So, when you're adapting a book, what is the adaptation process like? And how do you pick and choose, things from the book that you have to dramatize on the screen? How do you make those decisions?
So if you were to give the same book to different writers, all of them would come up with a different
Mhm.
approach of telling the story. They would pick different incidents. So there were three writers on this, myself and two others. Rohit Banavlikar, who's been writing
Yeah.
with me on all the City of Dream projects and other ones, and Sriram Rajan, a third writer. So we, and it's just subjective, and me as a director, I have to just take a call on which which incidents I feel can propel the story forward better, because book
Mhm.
is always dense with details. You can't take every single one and turn it into a scene. And at the
Yeah.
same time, sometimes you'll just take two lines of a book and you feel that that could give a
Mhm.
huge powerful scene. So it's a very, very subjective and
Yeah.
cumbersome process. The thing that always makes something
Hmm.
like this more challenging is because it's a sensitive topic, you want to make sure that you're not stepping on any toes, you're trying to do right by all while telling an engaging and dramatic story.
Hmm.
The challenge.
Yeah. And and you're, as you said earlier, that you are dramatizing real life characters. So, you said that they are yet to watch the series, but while making the series, did you engage with them as well?
No, we did not. We did not. We based all our research on Anirudhya Mitra's book.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to know about the tone of the show. It is very restrained yet tense. So can you also share your vision for that? How did you decide on the tone of the show?
So the most interesting, okay, this a lot of the events that unfolded over those 90 days are truly, it makes you scratch your head, and it's one of those great cases of, fact being stranger than fiction. They are
Yeah.
just so mind-boggling. All right.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of story to tell.
Yeah.
What I had to be careful about, like I'm repeating myself, is to make sure that for the sake of generating good drama is
Hmm.
not to sensationalize events, but me as a filmmaker, for the most part, I deal with things matter of factly. I never blow things out of proportion. And with this show, there's no finger pointing. A lot of times, it is literally uh, the characters are as real as you can get. The actors, I mean, right?
Hmm.
And it's literally putting them in the actual space and letting the event unfold. Because I'm repeating myself, the events, some of them are so bizarre. When you
Hmm.
finish
Yeah.
seeing the show, you're going to be like, oh my God, did that really happen?
Yeah. And what were your memories of this tragedy that happened? Do you you must have read about it, because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think at that time there was no TV.
Oh, no, there was. But at that time in 91, I was in the US.
Okay.
Uh, I had just finished getting my master's. And obviously the event shocked. I
Hmm.
mean, and he was charismatic, he was dynamic, so everyone knew of him even in the West. And
Hmm.
then the event happened, so it was a real shocker. But back in the day, you didn't have information come out every second. So
Yes.
usually, living in the States, the whatever happened in the investigation was encapsulated maybe in the world news section every week or something like that in the newspaper. So if you were
Yeah.
actively plugged in, so you remembered some broad things like the name was Sivarasan, that's who they
Hmm.
were looking for, stuff like that. But the minutiae, I don't. I just remember being shocked, and that was that. So for me,
Hmm.
this was also a big relearning of such a large event in, Indian history.
Yeah. And so, though you said that you will never handle something political in your career because you don't know who will be offended. And again, as you again just now said that in a social media space, information travels faster than light these days. But is it, it will it always be a zone for you? Like,
See, whenever I write anything, and I always write or co-write my material, when I write something, I want to give equal weightage to both parties. Okay? Whenever
yeah,
I write stuff, I'm saying, I don't mean parties in the political sense, I mean characters.
characters, yeah,
And
sides.
yeah, so even let's take City of Dreams because it's something I've done. Even Ashish, the brother who's done such ghastly things, will be dealt with understanding his point of view. It's not like I have super villains. Occasionally you do write one. It's not that I don't, but I deal with both sides equally. And when
Hmm.
you're doing anything political, that usually doesn't find favor because someone always takes a side, the other side is going to be offended. It's like
Yeah.
that. So why wade into that?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, why wade into that? Why go into that? So even in this, there is no taking sides of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing political happens. It's just the way the events unfolded and they're laid out.
Yeah. But you said why wade into that? People, some filmmakers do say that it's about, again, sort of a freedom of expression, what they feel. So, what do you have to say to that then? People who
Um,
say
More
that it's
power to
about
them.
expression. Hmm?
More power to them. Everything is dependent on the kind of person you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm an extremely private person. I don't have any presence on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just told me that my last post was on in June of 2019 when I wished Kirti
Okay.
Suresh on her birthday, apparently. I don't remember that. So yeah. So I really don't actively care for to be in the public eye and to do stuff and to state stuff. I have a lot
Mm-hmm.
to say in the material that I write because it's the kind of person I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to put that within the framework of a good story, an engaging story, a
Yeah.
dramatic stuff. But it
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of who I am as a person. And that's enough for me. I don't need to stand on a box and I don't need to spout things and, wade into controversies and stuff like that. Not the kind of person I am. The ones who have the interest to do that,
Mm-hmm.
by all means, they should.
Yeah. And so, talking about your career, you have given some, deeply personal films also. So, if you have to say that, what is the one thing that has stayed constant for more than, I think, 30 years, more than that? So, what has stayed constant?
Um, it's 27. We still haven't reached number
Oh,
30, which hopefully very soon. But
you will say, you will say.
thank you. Thank you. Uh, uh, See, as a person, you're constantly changing, okay? To
Mm-hmm.
make a statement, I know I understand the question you're asking, but I don't know if an answer can come without any hubris or, I am always true to
Mm-hmm.
my characters or some stupid dramatic stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
see, we as human beings are constantly changing, uh, evolving again is, I think, uh, hoity-toity word. I think changing is the critical thing. Um, so when that
Mm-hmm.
happens, a lot of our choices that go into our films don't necessarily stay the same. They keep changing. Not everything that you believed in, 20, 25, 30 years ago stays the same. Yes, core principles do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still very
Yeah.
old-fashioned. I believe in things like honesty. I truly believe in things like
Mm-hmm.
love does change the world. All these. I mean, these are core principles that I've lived with that constantly are echoed in
Mm-hmm.
my films. One of the running themes in a lot of my films and the stuff I do are underdogs. I love underdog
Mm-hmm.
stories.
Yeah.
So, there are some recurring themes, but I don't know if there's
Mm-hmm.
anything that has stayed constant. Because if
Mm-hmm.
I cast no-name people, as long as they're
Yeah.
correct for the role. But if I get a star and I get the right budget, I'll gladly do that movie. So it's not like I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
I'm an independent filmmaker, I'll never work with stars. I've worked with stars.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
it's just whatever it takes to tell a good story. But I think my core principles have remained unchanged.
Yeah. And so one more thing I wanted to ask, you answered it though, that you love underdog stories, and that was the question, that where this fascination comes from.
I think one journalist pointed it out to me years ago, and I have to agree. I think I view myself as an underdog. I think that's how I see the world, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which might be ironic to a lot of filmmakers who say that, "Arey, tu to, you're already established and you are doing so many projects, what is that?" But there is a larger worldview of doing something which hasn't been done before and then trying to break the mold, or
Yeah.
reach for uh, find success in areas where people won't touch. So there's that kind of thing. Most underdog stories are, yeah, downtrodden, stuff like that. um, Mine was a little bit of an underdog story when I started in the filmmaking business. So a lot of it has stayed with me. I think it's
Hmm.
also because as an independent filmmaker, you want to go where the traditional stories aren't. You want to deal with uh, uh, actors who are not the big stars, stuff like that. So to a certain sense, you are an underdog in that respect. But so I think I'm drawn to it instinctively.
Yeah, and your movies were also in English, which was again a very earlier. That
Early
was again a
movies.
very uncharted space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's this constant thing of the constant kid of wanting to do something I haven't done before. That's it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but having said that, I will tell you that directing actors in two languages, meaning because there's a fair amount of Tamil when the LTT people speak Tamil.
Yeah.
Oh, it was challenging. I I used to speak Tamil well at one time. I understand the
Hmm.
language, but my God, I don't think in it. So to direct was a real challenge. So
But this is the need of the hour, I think, because we are talking about OTT, and authenticity do matter.
correct,
Like,
correct,
yeah. So I think
correct.
that is the need, and you have aced that in that way.
Thank you. See, Applause was a huge champion of that. Let me be the
Hmm.
first to give credit because I wanted to be authentic to the space, right? So if we
Hmm.
were dealing with the LTT, they spoke Tamil, simple.
Hmm.
And they
Hmm.
spoke the Sri Lankan Tamil, not just
Yeah.
the Tamil
Indian.
Nadu Tamil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indian Tamil. So I wanted to be authentic. They backed me on it totally. That's
Hmm.
what Samir also wanted. So when the show itself comes out, you'll know that we are not just cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ki
Yeah.
suddenly all the Tamilians are speaking in Hindi. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
hello, what happened? Yeah.
Yeah. And so, lastly, last question to from my side. How does because you have done a lot of work in the OTT space, how how liberating it is to operate in such space because you come from you came from an independent space where it was very difficult to make movies. So, how liberating it is for you, and how has that impacted your storytelling?
Um, I think when we chatted about this with Modern Love also, I delved into it a little bit in the same
Yeah.
fashion that the OTT space allows you to explore longer storylines. It
Mm-hmm.
allows you to go much deeper into your characters,
Mm-hmm.
truly spend a lot of time on the minute details, which otherwise in a 90 or 100-minute film you have to sacrifice. So
Yeah.
those kind of beautiful things are available in the long story format, if you will, or the long format. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, right after I might jump into a film, but this is a space I enjoy a whole lot, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to leave it anytime soon because it really allows me to tell stories in a way that I cannot in a feature film. It's much more challenging because the
Mm-hmm.
sheer volume of the pages that you write as a script writer, the sheer
Yeah.
minutes that you shoot as a director are so much more.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, when you put it all together, it's very, very satisfying.
Yeah, and you don't have to sacrifice on some of the key scenes, or even in the on the uh, smaller scenes, but yet they have that impact.
Impact. Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. So that was it. Thank you very much for talking to me. It was a really lovely interview.
Thanks, Ravi.